So the international programme's back on the agenda. How excited are you?
Yeah, really excited. It's the more games we can play at the rep level, I think the more exposure we get out there for the game. And looking at the draw, there's opportunities to go to some places we potentially have never been before.
You've got an interesting draw, Scotland, Ireland, which obviously you'll know quite a lot about, and Serbia probably the unknown quantity.
Exactly, and how good's that for a challenge? It's potentially going to Belgrade to play a game. I'm not sure. I might be wrong, but I'm not sure if anybody's done that before. So if they have, then we'll go again.
And you're in charge of things like pathways. This World Cup qualifiers, even though you're already there, but for the other nations, it's just a great opportunity.
Yeah, well, we'll be looking at it as in a nice type of squad that we'll take into this competition. So it'll be our players that we think can push for 2025 in coordination with our head coach and people we can try and develop and give them an experience that is similar but not quite at that World Club level.
And there's a prospect of a final which might well be in France as
well.
Great incentive.
Yeah, I think some of that detail's yet to come out into it, but if whatever that is, and it puts that competitive element to it, and you're not just finishing top of a group, then you've actually got to get to a game to lift some silverware, which I think it's really, really good a development tool for developing our players and giving them the opportunity to play in some finals at probably such a young age.
An incentive as well for a lot of players who would be wanting to get into the squad that they've got now a whole season to
I always say when we put the night squads together, one of the things I want to say is you don't want to be a 10-cap night player. So we want you to come absolutely develop yourself, get in the programme, being in and out of it as quick as you can for the right reasons, and get yourself into a senior squad. And
you sort of mentioned it there, that I guess the incentive for these players, if they are predominantly young players, although nights is open to anybody,
yeah, it is,
would be that they're playing for their place in the 2025 World Cup.
Exactly, that's what it's about. And you look at potential what we've got in regards to the age range. We can select anybody we want, but yet we were looking at people who there'll be probably a mix of players who we know we want to push for towards 2025 and potentially some players that we want to push for the next one after that, if that 28, 29, whenever that will be. So we've turned into a 3-year cycle now, haven't we? But so that's where we want to work it, and we're going to have a short-term view with a long-term vision.
And although England aren't involved in the women's draw, again, you've been part of a run that has seen the women's game kick on massively with a first ever World Cup qualifying draw. Does that fill you with...
I think just anything that gets the game and gives the game exposure, I think, and gives it column inches, anything that we can do that gives it time on TV, anything that we can do, and more people we can get to see what our game's capable of and what it can do. And you look at round one of Super League over the weekend, the games that have been on TV, they're just... If they hadn't been on TV, they'd have been probably just another standalone fixtures that have been good. But the exposure that Channel 4's given, Sky and BBC with everything with the shows that they're putting on, the exposure it's given the game and the product that the players are delivering and the clubs are delivering, especially after round one, was unreal.
And in terms of the senior England team, do you think we should expect any announcements soon about fixtures for them?
I'd like to think so, but you're not joining me on that one.
Thought I'd try.
Yeah, good luck, well done.
You mentioned exposure, and obviously we had a couple of Saints players on the telly this morning after winning the World Club Challenge. How important was that for the England setup?
Obviously on this one I want to congratulate Saints and Wellow as a club and every player that's been involved in that. What they've done for us as a game is unreal. It's what they've achieved and the exposure, what we just talked about there, that we're now getting, seeing Wellow and Tommy Macon waking up with my coffee this morning and looking at them. So there's been better pictures on the morning, but it was exciting to see. So.
And so many young players in that Saints team as well, which obviously could be playing for England in this challenge.
Yeah. There's a lot of players out there that have been on that trip that have got a lot of headlines over there, and that's great. That can only help us develop better internationally and domestically.